It's been misty all day and this has been the only place I can get any sort of light whatsoever. The rest of the house is pretty much in complete darkness. This is starting to become a theme at the beginning of all my videos, I swear. Hi everyone, I'm back today with my July book haul and my new fetching jumper. Look at this, look at this. It's from Primark. I've been loving Beauty and the Beast at the moment. I love the new film and it's just come out and I'm so excited and I've watched it so many times and just, yeah, all the Beauty and the Beast feels. But moving on from that, I've got another book haul here. Some of them I bought, some of them were sent to me. I'll just get started with the ones that I bought first because they are sitting nicely on top of the piles. And so the first one that I've got is this one. This is called What Alice Forgot by Liane Moriarty. I've read a few Liane Moriarty books. I've mentioned her a few times on my channel. I really love her books and I cannot wait to read this. So excited. Everything's got me really excited again today. I think I'm having another giddy day, so apologies. So this one is about a woman called Alice, obviously, and she wakes up on the floor of the gym and she has a big bump on her head, and in her mind as she's woke up she still thinks that she's 29 years old. She's pregnant with her first baby and she's got a lovely husband, but then it transpires that actually it's 10 years later and somehow 10 years of her memory is completely wiped, and she's actually got 3 children and she wants to know how she can't remember giving birth to 3 children. Her husband doesn't seem to like her anymore. She doesn't know what's happened there and she seems to have fallen out with her sister. And when she was 29 she was really fun loving, and it says now that she's 39 she's actually found out she's quite uptight and she's just a completely different person. So we are obviously going to unravel the mystery and find out what's gone on and why nobody likes her anymore by the sounds of it. I don't know what's gone on there, but apparently no one likes her and she can't remember having her children. So 10 years has passed and I can't wait to read this. The next one is this one, The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I've seen so many people that I like on BookTube talking about this book, and yes, it is a little bit in the past. I have seen people talk about this a little while ago. I think the initial hype surrounding this has passed, but I still don't know what it's about. Well, I know what it's about, but I still don't know what happens, and I'm really interested to find out. So if you don't know what it's about a woman who's on a cruise of a lifetime, I think. She's off to see the Northern Lights, and in the night she's woken up to some screams and she sees a woman being thrown overboard, and it is the woman in cabin 10. But everybody denies that there was ever a woman in there. There's no record showing that anybody was supposed to be in there, and then I guessing there's some sort of mystery where it unfolds and we find out who the woman in cabin 10 was. So I like a good mystery, I like a bit of a thriller. I like things with a claustrophobic style setting, and being on a boat sounds pretty claustrophobic, so I can't wait to read this again, obviously, or I wouldn't have bought it. And the next one's another BookTube inspired purchase, and it is this one, Station 11, and that's by Emily St. John Mandel. I've seen a few people talking about this, a few booktubers who have said I like, and I usually get on with the type of books that they recommend, and so I picked it up. So it's basically about the collapse of civilization. It says it starts off in Toronto with an actor who's playing the role of a lifetime but collapses dead, and the same night a deadly virus hits North America, and then it then goes to 20 years later and there is another actress and she's performing in a Shakespeare play in the settlements that have sort of popped up after the disaster, and it sounds a little bit apocalyptic, and I really like all of the dystopians that I've read so far, and I really want to read more of them, and this one comes quite highly recommended. So yes, I picked this one up off eBay, and yeah, excite. And so the next few books that I've got to talk about were sent to me very kindly by the publishers, and the first one that I'm going to talk about is this one, which is South of Forgiveness. Now this is a very interesting premise for a book. I don't think I've read anything like this before. It is written by a woman who was unfortunately raped, and it is written alongside with the man who committed the crime, as far as I gather. And it's non-fiction, and they're re-meeting after years after the events have happened. And that's all I really know about it, and it sounds so interesting, and I am really interested to find out how this plays out. I've read a lot of books that talk about rape, and a lot of books that talk about the culture around rape and the culture around victims and victim blaming and sort of everything like that, but I've never read anything like this where the two people surrounding a case actually come together to make the book. So I'm really intrigued by this, and obviously I'll be getting this read sooner rather than later because like I say, I've just never read anything like this before, and I really can't wait to delve into it and find out how this is handled. And yeah, I mean, it's an interesting premise for a book, like I say, and I really can't wait to delve into it. The next book that I've got is this one, Say My Name by Allegra Houston. I love the cover of this. I've already Instagrammed this. I will be Instagramming it again because it is so Instagrammable. And if you do follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I do have a little sort of a pinky purpley theme going on there, and just this book just fits in so perfectly with my feed. And I know it's silly, but that's the blogger in me. I really want to keep my feed looking quite pretty and uniform. So yeah. I was sent this because I'm going to be part of a blog tour for this book. It's not going to be on my YouTube channel, although I will review it on YouTube too, but it's going to be on my blog. And if you're not following my blog already, I blog about books, I blog about lifestyle, I blog about ghosts, I blog about all sorts of things, beauty, things like that. So yeah, make sure you check that out. But anyway, back to the books. So like I say, this was sent to me so that I can review it on my blog as part of a blog tour. And this is about a woman who has sort of an unsatisfying marriage. She's in her late 40s, and she meets the son of someone that she knew from her past, and the son is the same sort of age as her son, and an affair begins, and it is about her awakening, I suppose. And yeah, so that's what this is about, and I'm not going to say too much because obviously I'm doing a blog tour next week, so yeah, make sure you check that out. Plug. The next one that I've been sent is this one, Woman of the State, and that is by Simon Berthon. Now this sounds very interesting. Now from what I gather, it's about a woman who's Irish, and she has family who are in the IRA, and she escapes their past to go and be an MP at Westminster in London, but then it says whose side is she really on. So I mean, I'm not quite sure what this is about because I didn't know this was coming, and it just arrived at my door. So it says, from 1990s Belfast to the corridors of Whitehall, to catch a traitor you must first walk among them. It sounds interesting, so I'm going to get this read and let you all know. So from what I gather, she is an undercover agent, and she is infiltrating Westminster, I think. So she's either undercover or she has a secret past where she was in the IRA, and now she's trying to hide that. So I'm not sure whether she's still for the IRA or whether she's for Westminster. I'm not sure what she's up to, but it sounds interesting, and it sounds again a little bit mysterious and the sort of thing that I love. And the final book that I've been sent is this one, Shelter by Sarah Franklin. Now, how beautiful is this cover? Look at it. I love it so much. Yeah, that was me just sitting staring at the cover, but I've been doing that since I got it. Look at it. Look at that. I have a real thing for beautiful book covers, and this, yes, so nice. And I've been sent this because I'm going to be part of a Bookstagram tour for this. And if you're following me on Instagram, which I've already mentioned, and I can't really plug myself enough, but yeah, follow me on Instagram. If you are, you will see the book tour for this, which will be a pretty book picture, which will feature this lovely book here. And I already know how I'm gonna play this, and what picture I'm gonna make. This book is about a prisoner of war who meets a woman who's escaping from her bombed out home, and their meeting signifies new beginnings, and they meet in a forest, and it sounds beautiful and it sounds very interesting. And outside of their forest, the world is being torn down and reshaping, and they have to choose what price they'll pay for freedom. And so again, it sounds like just the sort of thing I love, and the added countryside element to it and the forests and things, it really interests. A lot of books are set in towns and cities and things, and anything that encompasses the countryside really speaks to me, because I live in the countryside. I am surrounded by trees and forests and all things countryside-y. And so anything that's set around that area I am very interested in. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and I'm really looking forward to do my Bookstagram picture for this. And yeah, so that is Shelter. And that was the last book, unfortunately, and I will be speaking to you all soon, and you never know, maybe by the next time I come back, maybe the sun will have returned, who knows, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.